I think you're going to like this first lesson from week 14. We're just going to talk about area and circumference of circles. So things that you already know about a circle. Every circle has a center, and it's exactly in the center. So it's the same distance to any point on the line of the circle. The circle is a shape where the distance from the center to the edge is always the same. Okay, the radius is the distance from the center to the edge of the circle. And the diameter is the distance all the way across. One way to remember this is when you draw the letter R, see how R only goes like halfway around, but the letter D, goes all the way around. If you do a little d or the big D, right? So it's going to go all the way around where the radius is halfway around. And we actually talk about the relationship between the radius and the diameter. The radius is 1/2 the size of the diameter, and the diameter is 2 times the size of the radius. Okay, so that's important. Let me switch to this color pen here, maybe it might be easier to see. Okay, we're going to talk about how to find the circumference. The circumference of the equation is 2 pi r. Okay, so whatever the radius is, you're going to multiply by 2 and pi. So if I have this example here and I say the radius is 3, we're going to say 2 pi times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, or 6 times pi. Another equation people always say is pi times diameter, because you're just going to take two radiuses. 2 radius equals 1 diameter. So pi times d. And the area of a circle, we've dealt with area of a circle before, is pi r squared. So in this example, let's say they're giving me that the diameter is 8. Well, I have to make sure that if I'm given the diameter, that I know if the diameter is 8, then I know to use the radius of 4. And so I'm going to go pi times 4 squared is 16 pi. So that's pretty basic. Here's this example here. We're going to find the area and circumference for each of them. So I'm going to go circumference equals 2 pi r. I just like that formula better than pi times diameter. So I'm going to go 2 pi times 2, substitute in, 2 times 2 is 4. So the answer for the circumference is 4 pi. For the area is pi r squared, and we're going to get 2 times 2 squared. You actually get 4 pi as well. This is kind of a bad example because you do not always get the same thing for circumference and area. This is the one time when the radius is 2 that it happens to work out. So let's try this again. What if I said that the radius was 12? And so here I'm going to go 2 pi times 12, and I get 24 pi for the circumference of this one. And here for area, I do pi times 12 squared. 12 squared is 144 pi. So you see for my second example that I drew in here, the area and the circumference are not the same. All right? So the whole entire homework package on the back is going to be your page 8. Is for each problem to calculate the circumference. Circumference is 2 pi r, and the area equals pi r squared. Again, I will put the answers at the end of this video so you can check your work, but you need to show your work as you do these. So this is 6 problems, and for each one you're going to find the circumference and the area. And pay attention, you need to be able to make sure, like this one is pretty easy. That is a 6, right? Yes. Radius equals 6. But in problem number 2, you're given the whole diameter, so you're going to have to make sure that you take half of that for the radius. All right? Quick, easy little lesson today. There's your homework. You're going to upload page 8 when you're done.